Well, hello everybody. I don't know how many of you are going to be here, but it's Wednesday at noon. This is Douglas Bloch for your weekly live chat. Well, we were all set to go on Sunday, June 2nd at noon, and suddenly YouTube crashed for 4 hours. Hey, Sean, nice to see you. Anyway, yes, YouTube crashed, Google crashed. I couldn't use my Gmail account. I couldn't use YouTube, and I couldn't use, well, I don't have Snapchat, but Snapchat was down. This lasted from noon until 4, and it started just at the moment that we were going to go on the air. Hey, the Scientunist, nice to see you. Well, maybe it'll take some time for people to figure out I'm on the air. I don't know how long I'll be here, but I just wanted to give, hey, Oliver, nice to see you or hear from you from Ireland. Milton, haven't seen you before. Neither have I seen Sean or the Scientunist. Virtuous Woman, nice to see you. Yeah, I want to again say what happened. Why wasn't I on the air? Actually, two people called me to see how I was doing. Anything had gone wrong with me? Not with me, but did Google's problem on Sunday affect anybody else in terms of YouTube, in terms of Google, Gmail, excuse me, or in terms of Snapchat? I couldn't use my Gmail account. It was strange. For everyone starting this expression says keep sugar for good and you shall see. Well, I absolutely agree with you. Sugar does not help depression whatsoever. I'm going to counseling today. I was feeling nervous. Your notification just gave me the courage again. Well, that's really nice. I love your name, YouTube name. By the way, I just want to say at the beginning that everything we say here, or everything I say here, is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for going to see a qualified mental health professional, such as a therapist or a psychiatrist. I'm just sharing my ideas, my experience, hope, and strength, as they say in AA. And but yes, I'm always say to people, mental health treatment is out there. There's never been a better time to be mentally ill, as I joke around in 2019. But seriously, there are so many treatments out there, and as I say in my books, and I'm Douglas anyway. In my videos, in my books, in my support groups, I say never give up, never give up, never give up. People can change like that, you know. What's say in the book of Romans, we shall all be changed, right? In a moment. Lazy Eye Ranch, what's going on with YouTube? I didn't get a notification. I have no idea. I didn't get one either. At any rate, Lazy Eye Ranch, in a couple of minutes, I want you to type out that joke. SB, hey, you know, tomorrow, SB, after my 9:45 podiatrist appointment, I am free all day long. Let's set up a time to talk then. We can check in briefly after we're done at 1 o'clock, but in terms of a regular session, that would be great. So ask your questions if you care. I do want to point out something, or not point out something, announce something. Hey, Mark Benjamin. In 2 days, I am going to be on a very, very special podcast. It is called, you can see it right here, Liz Life Guru. So what is this? Well, you may remember that one of our old colleagues, Julie Hayes, who used to be on this live chat on a regular basis, was going through a very bad depression in late 2017. And she would come on every now and then and chat, and she saw two of my videos, You Can Be Restored and You're More Resilient Than You Think, and said watching those helped her turn a corner. She went into the hospital and got the help she needed. And then she sent me this little picture, because she's a graphic artist, From the Ashes I Rise. It says here, Douglas, you're an inspiration to me. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience. Anyway, she and her former therapist, Liz Reed, now have a podcast called Liz Life Guru, where they basically talk about mental health recovery, and addiction recovery. I've listened to all 5 episodes. It is really fantastic. Liz is a great resource, and Julie is tremendous with her personal experience. I just can't get enough of it. Anyway, I'm going to be interviewed there on Friday, June 7th, and probably within a week, if you search for this Liz Life Guru either on iTunes, Spotify, or go to DetroitPodcast.com, you'll be able to listen to the 1-hour interview that I'm going to be giving, audio interview podcast, but it's going to be fantastic. And these two gals have a wealth of knowledge and experience and positive things to share. I'm very excited. Okay, is it okay to feel like you have too many things to talk about with your counselor? Absolutely. I have a list like this. 1, 2, 3. I have about 15 things. We never get to all of them. Write down what you want to talk about and just prioritize. What's the most important right now? What are you going through? that is actually causing the most. Get the lighting a little bit better here, or not quite on me. Anyway, so yeah, you need to talk about what is the most important to you, and then whatever you don't get to, you can do the next time around. So that is my, hey, a joke, time for a joke. Lazy Eye Ranch, you can tell us the joke you told me? That podcast sounds awesome. It's going to be awesome. Why do I say mental health educator? Because in Oregon, you cannot call yourself a counselor unless you have a license, and I don't have a license. That's why I don't call myself a depression counselor. And really, I consider my educator first. But you know what? Knowledge is power, right? As you get information, it gives you the ability to change and transform your life. So I don't really, distinguish a lot between the two, but technically speaking, I have a master's in counseling, but not a licensed counselor here in Oregon. I like your opinion on dysthymia. Well, it's been with me since the sperm hit the egg. It can be, it can be managed using these self-care activities. You guys have seen this time and time again. It took me 22 years to put this together. It's in my book, Healing from Depression. Anybody who makes a donation on Snapchat, or what is it called? Not Snapchat. Whatever this thing is called, Super Chat, right here. This little dollar sign, click on it. Give anything you want over 99 cents, and you'll get a copy of this wonderful sheet. I don't know what's going with YouTube, but my views have gone down about 50% over the past 6 weeks. No idea, but whoever gets these messages, that's what really counts. All right. I love the Simple to Phoenix. That podcast sounds great. Yes, I'm going to mention it again. So yeah, Mark Benjamin, go see a counselor, go see a therapist, work on these things. If you need therapy to help, if you need medication to help augment your lifestyle habit approaches to dysthymia, talk about it with your doctor. But dysthymia is quite treatable, and people live with it all the time, especially Eeyore the donkey. Donna Wood, good morning. Sorry, I'm just signing on, but I'll listen to that. Well, we just started, Donna. We've got another hour to go. How do you know if you still have it and mindset or habit manipulations to fix it? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but when you have dysthymia, it's like low-grade chronic depression. You live in the gray zone. When you don't have it, you feel joy and enthusiasm. Why did the guru refuse Novocaine when he went to his dentist? Well, Lazy Eye Ranch, why did he refuse Novocaine? Oh, he wanted to transcendental medication. Oh, I get it. It's a pun on transcendental medication. Lazy Eye Ranch, what can I say? What would I do without you? Anyway, I think it's a great pun. I don't know what you guys think. You have to be old enough to remember what transcendental meditation is. That was something that was really popular in the 60s and 70s. There was a guy named Maharishi. The Beatles followed him. Anyway, they gave you a mantra and you repeated it. And it was the first kind of experience of Eastern meditation coming over to the West. Transcendental meditation. Okay, so SMU Johnson, nice to see you again. Luga SOS, I'm depressed, I'm broken from the inside and outside. I need help, I already got therapy, I need tips on how to get through the day. Well, I would suggest you go to my website, because all I have is tips. And I also have an e-tips newsletter you can sign up. You'll get something in your inbox every week for 52 weeks. So go here to my website and you can sign up for a free newsletter that'll give you all the tips I've learned to help manage depression and anxiety. Again, not a substitute for going to a psychologist or psychiatrist, but can be used in addition to mental health treatment. And yes, so there are tips, there are many tips, there are many, many things you can do. Life is rough. I'm not surprised I'm not dead. 38 years with us. Well, guess what? My brother says to me every time he sees me, Doug, it's amazing you're still alive. It's amazing you're still alive. Yes, yes, he's absolutely right. Any good books to learn about dysthymia? Yeah. Here's the best book I know, if I can find it. Shameless promotion. Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. I have a whole body, mind, spirit program for dysthymia in this book. Also a book called Feeling Good by David Burns. It's all about cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which tells you how to change your thinking. And if you change how you think, you can change how you feel. That's the whole point of CBT. So any book on depression will help you about dysthymia, learn about dysthymia. Mark? Would you recommend a licensed clinical searcher with a degree, a psychologist, psychiatrist for major depression for a senior? All of them are good. The best therapists I've ever been to are LCSWs, but if the senior, I guess that includes me since I turned 70, if the senior needs medication, then you need to go with a psychiatrist because he's the only person who can prescribe. But the LCSWs are excellent, psychologists are excellent, and there's a lot of good psychiatrists out there. Hey, Susan. Wow, nice to see you. As I cough because, hey, shut up, Siri. This is my iPhone. It won't keep quiet. Speaking of which, could you guys put out the word for Bruce on my cat? He is missing in action. We haven't seen him since the group last night. And I do have a video about his lion's cut that I wanted to show you if I could get to it. Bruce licking his chops after a meal. Pretty good, Bruce, huh? Oh, wait, hold on. That's not the right video. Oh well. Okay, here it is right here. This is Bruce after his lion's cut. He's chewing something. Bruce, look at the camera. There you go. There we go. He's got a beautiful haircut yesterday. All those maps are fleashing. Oops. Looks like you went outside. Okay. Don't you look like a lion, Bruce? I will let you out right now. Here we go. And there goes Bruce. Out into the wild but younger. Ready to hunt for his next meal. Bruce, nice to see you. There is Bruce with his lion's cut. Pray that he comes back. All right. What do you guys think of Bruce? Some of you have seen him on my videos. Hi, Arcade Cup from Detroit. Nice to see you. Oh, you're not from Detroit. You're from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Have a great day. I'll check out you more later. I got to go to therapy. The program in New York, Rockland. Okay, good for you. SMU. Hey, Dale, I think I'm going to buy your main book. Cheers. I'm in good spirits lately. Taking effects when it's working. Well, you know, Vexor does help many people. Oliver, can you talk about being present with helping depression, getting out of your story? I'm not quite sure what you mean about being present with helping depression. You mean not thinking about yourself so much and just be in the moment? And that's really important. Rumination is something that people with depression do. Not a good idea, and it just keeps you stuck. Hey, Exotic Enigma, nice to see you. I have dysthymia. You spelled it correctly, Lazy Eye Ranch, when I was younger, but it became much worse. I wish that was all I had to deal with. Now my depression is severe. I feel terrible most of the time. Weren't you feeling better because of the sunshine coming out, Lazy Eye Ranch? I thought you were having a bit of an uptick. Hey, Jason, nice to see you. Oh yeah, Bruce, what a cute cat. Yes, absolutely. Deborah, you need help? Hey, that makes all of us on this station. Let me know what type of help you need. Maybe I can make some suggestions. Hey, Marin W., nice to see you again. Transplanted from Japan to Ireland. My coworkers act like university students as they brag about their personal life all the time, just like posting updates on Facebook. It's Facebook in real life. It's so toxic. Well, you know, you can walk into another room if you can do so and just say cancel, cancel. That's their issue. You know, you're a human being, not a human doing. Are you still at the same job, and how are you feeling? What happened on Sunday? Well, can anybody else mention? At 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time in the United States, YouTube went down, Gmail went down, Snapchat went down. There was a crash of the server from traffic on the East Coast, and it went down for 4 hours. So nobody could access their YouTube account. Nobody could go onto YouTube. It was a complete mess. It happened the moment I was supposed to go on. If I were paranoid, I would think that YouTube was out to get me, but I don't believe that. But that's what happened on Sunday. Mark Benjamin says, I go to a community-based psychologist where it's a life skills thing. Good. Excellent. And I don't know where Joanio is. Maybe you can tell me what state. Praying for Bruce the Lion and you. Thank you so much. Hey, Susan McDonald, just finished your New Year's as a teacher. Good work. Summer vacation is coming your way. It's my first week off and struggling a bit with change in routine. Absolutely. Absolutely. Susan McDonald, you bring up an excellent point. As my gym teacher used to say, listen up, listen up. Working is good for people. It keeps them focused, it keeps them engaged, it keeps them connected to people. When people who've been working go on a vacation or too long a vacation and they have like free time, that is when anxiety and depression can creep into the mind. So those of you who are teachers and you have summer vacations, it may sound like a good thing, but you need to replace one structure or one routine with another. And that's your challenge. Susan, maybe you can go take some classes or go on some hikes with friends or structure your time in some way so you have something to do when you get up. It is a big change, you're right, but I highly believe that over the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to come up with new structures, new routines, and adapt, and you'll be fine. But that is a sneaky little thing. People don't realize that being occupied is one of the best things for depression and anxiety, and when you don't have enough to focus on, when you have too much free time, it really can be, it can wreak havoc on your brain. All right, let me see what other people are saying here. Have a great day. Thank you, Mark. Hey, Doug, I've actually learned to love panic attacks and anxiety. Almost like a release. Is this normal? Well, there's something called ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. When you essentially embrace them now and don't fight against it, it makes it much easier. All right, it's 20 minutes after the hour almost. I would love to get a couple of donations here. I had a lot to do this Wednesday, but I figured, I crashed on Sunday. I mean, I didn't crash. The channel, YouTube crashed, and a number of people have been wondering what happened, so I thought I'd come on midweek and let you know. I will be back this coming Sunday, June 9th at 12 p.m., the regular time, assuming, Goddess willing. No act of God or Goddess happens like YouTube going down again. Anyway, SMU, Joe, that's an odd one, but maybe I can learn to like it too. Hard to say. Heidi, why are frogs so happy? Because they eat whatever bugs them. That's really bad, but I love it. Joe Smith liked it. He looks cool. A new hair job and can improve attitude. Yes, Heidi K. Hey, Alicat314, I've rewired my fight or flight through changing my diet and adding exercises. I lost 10 pounds and back working out salon. So proud of my dedicated work. $5. Thank you so much, or 5 pounds. Thank you, Oliver. I appreciate it. Send me your email address. You can write it here or you can email it to me, and I'll send you one of these for free. And so, what is my email? DouglasBloch@gmail.com. So send me an email. Again, I want to let you know that this Friday, June 7th, you won't be able to get it live, but probably next week, I'm going to be interviewed for 1 hour on this podcast called Liz Life Guru. It's on the Detroit Podcast. You can get it on Spotify. You can get it on iTunes. 1 hour with a really good therapist, Julie Hayes, one of our sisters in recovery here from this channel. The three of us are going to get together and talk about everything we know about mental health recovery, recovery from addiction, dealing with suicidal ideation. I'm starting a new book on suicide prevention. And it's just going to be fantastic. Liz is a great interviewer and a great resource. So that is going to be a podcast. On Sunday, I'll be able to let you know when it's going to appear so you can tune into it because it's going to be taped on Friday. Have you missed a joke? A couple of them. Why are frogs so happy? Because they eat whatever bugs them. By the way, nice work, Alley Cat. Good work, diet and exercise. Scientologist, nice to see you. Giovanni was in Rockland County, New York. And where is Rockland County, virtuous woman? I grew up in Nassau County on the island. I know where the Bronx is in Westchester County. It must be further north. Hey, Aryo Berzon, nice to hear from you. We haven't heard you again. Joe Smith, you can't give much, but you wanted to donate? Hey, Joe, it's the thought that counts. Thank you so much. Again, email me and I will send you a free copy of that chart. Murren says, yeah, the same job. The job itself is fine, but my coworkers brag and show off a team meeting. Couldn't escape. I can't understand why they feel they need to do that. Because they feel insecure, Murren. And I'm glad the job is okay. How are you feeling? You must be feeling a little bit less depressed now that you have that job. You were really struggling. And hopefully you won't have to go through too many more of those meetings. douglasbloch@gmail.com is the email address to send me your email. If you have made a small donation, I want to send you that that handout. Or if you have a question you want to ask me by email, I try to get to all my emails. And Catherine, you are just wonderful. Thank you for your 10-pound donation. I'm assuming you live in the UK. I mean, you and I, you have made so many nice comments on my, left so many nice comments on my channel. I really appreciate it. And anyway, Alley Cat says, thank you, Joe. It's a lifestyle. It's been so great to see the progress. Anyway, it's just wonderful. Alley Cat, you are a perfect example of how to do mental health recovery is described in this book and is described in this diagram, where you can see to get healthy, you need to do things having to do with physical self-care, mental emotional self-care, lifestyle habits, social support, and spiritual connection, exercise, diet, nutrition. You've certainly been mastering the physical health care aspect, but depression, anxiety, multi-dimensional, need to be attacked or treated on all fronts, mind, body, and spirit, and that's what we're about. Thank you again for Catherine, and let me know your email address again. I'll send you that chart. And also, because you've been so generous, I will send you my memoir, which is going to outlive me, I'm sure, because it's out on Amazon. When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, A Survivor's Guide to Overcome Anxiety and Clinical Depression. It was incorporated in my book, Healing from Depression. It's something I'm very proud of. The lesson, hang in there. Wait it out. This too shall pass. Depression, anxiety, they're episodes. They're not forever. Remember that. This too shall pass. Too much time on my hands involuntarily has been wreaking havoc on my brain for too long. Well, can you get some more structured, Angie, or A-N-G-E? Stay with the panic until the amygdala calms down. That's not a bad idea if you can do it. Oliver, you're more than welcome. Susan, I had a feeling I was going to have anxiety, went off to the summer, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just wanted to learn how to enjoy a quieter time like you used to. Well, if you get enough structures in your day, you'll be able to alternate it with a quiet time. But try to, join a country club. That's kind of ridiculous, but I used to love to play tennis. So, see if you can do some outdoor activities. Find someone to play tennis with or whatever you like to do, or take an art class or join a hiking club, or, whatever it is that attracts you. Use your beautiful summer to get into some stuff, hopefully outdoors, gardening, and then you'll have free time in the evening where you can just chill. And someone just donated $4.99. Susan McDonald, thank you so much. Again, if you send me your email address, I think you and I have corresponded, I'm more than happy to send you that diagram. Lazy Eye Ranch, my truck broke down, so I have been without transportation for a couple of weeks. I've had someone working on it. There's so much wrong with it. It's being stuck and isolated. Oh, you hate being stuck and isolated. Wow. Yeah, you were driving your truck over the bridge and getting into town. I know. Well, what about taking an Uber? Are there Ubers out there where you live? Probably too isolated. But yeah, I hope you get your truck fixed really soon. Rockland County is next to Westchester. Thank you, virtuous woman. I should know that. My brother lives in Westchester, so thank you. I'll look it up on the map. Anyway, hello to the New Yorker, whoever that was. Benjamin? Mike Benjamin? Yeah. Javier Bonil, I want to say that my medication for schizophrenia, I want to say that my medication is for schizophrenia and I want to stop taking it. Should I? Absolutely not. Do not, if you have schizophrenia and you're on medication, you need to talk with your doctor, Javier. I'm sorry. I know these medications have really bad side effects. You gain weight, sometimes you have tardive dyskinesia. I mean, they're imperfect solutions, but people I know who've been schizophrenic, who've gone on their meds, gone off their meds, have had, psychotic episodes. So again, I'm not here to treat, I'm not here to diagnose, I'm just here to tell you to talk to your doctor and don't make any changes until you talk to him or her. Okay, Javier? Jason, I've reduced affection and I'm still taking CBD oil. That can help for anxiety. Much appreciated. Well, Catherine, of course, you are much appreciated. Where in the UK do you live, by the way? I'd just be curious. Hey, Doug, personal question. Do you ever smoke when you're younger? I smoked marijuana, yeah, like all of us did in the 60s. Have you been on your bike? Yes. Thursday, Saturday, and yesterday, Tuesday. 3 days in the last 6 days. beautiful weather in Oregon in the 70s, perfect cycling weather, and that has really helped with my mood big time. Is my book on Amazon Kindle? Here it is, Healing from Depression. Yes, it's on Amazon.com. It's on Kindle. It's very, very easy to find. And it's only $15 on Amazon, and I think the Kindle is less than $10. I don't know. Well worth it. Any book is well worth it. Knowledge is power, my friends. And so any book that helps you out, whether it's an ebook or a paperback book, go for it. Okay, I'm concerned about my niece and her wife. They live in Dallas, less than a half a mile from where 2 transgender women have been murdered in a month. What? Could be a serial killer targeting their community. I'm really sorry to hear. That's absolutely horrible and disgusting. So yeah, send them some light. Put them on silent unity. Gary Simone, nice to hear from you again. I hear so many YouTubes, etc., about the dangers of meds, like Dr. Bergman, or are you talking about Bregman? I think you're talking about Bregan. What does I want to do? Honestly, it scares me not to take my meds and not just sure what to believe. Well, you need to talk to your doctor, but I'm just here to tell you that those people are alarmists. Those are the same people who think that ECT is electrocuting your brain, even though it has a 70-90% success rate. One of my group members is doing it, so no. I mean, you know what my doctor said when he prescribed ECT? The first thing he said is, do not go on the internet and read about it. Absolutely not. And the same thing with medication. There are so many people out there who are promoting fear about drugs. Now, I'm the first to admit that drugs have side effects, and sometimes they can be really harmful. I had akathisia not once but twice off SSRIs medication. So, and even with my own negative personal experience, I've seen too many people helped to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So, don't let those people scare you, and talk to your doctor about your fear. And just, double check that you're on medication that's helpful. And if you're having side effects, let your doctor know. You can always go off them or taper off them. So, it is a mixed bag with antidepressants, but what those people are saying, it's too absolutist. It's too black and white. Yes, I watched the Tour de France, Jason. I'm a cyclist. And by the way, do you know why actually 2 years ago, I think it was a person with bipolar disorder won the Tour de France. Why did he do that? He was a rapid cycler. Doug, I can't believe you said that. Where have you been on Sunday, MD Nixon? YouTube crashed. Google crashed in America. There was no YouTube. Nobody was on YouTube on Sunday, broadcasting or listening. That's what happened to me, and it was really upsetting to me. It happened the moment I was going to go on the air. So I came on Wednesday. Those of you Sunday people who tuned in today, at least I can explain to you what happened, and I will certainly explain on June 9th. Nice to see you, MD Nixon. Even though you wrote your own book, do you use it as a guide for yourself? Absolutely. It was the guide for myself before it became a book. How do you think I came up with this stuff? I used it, I tested it personally. I mean, because I have been broken, I have been hospitalized, I've been suicidal, I've been dysthymic since the sperm hit the egg, I've been depressed off and on since 18. Yeah, what that book is about is what's helped me, and what's helped me can help other people. So yes, I use my own book. Thank you for asking the question. SMU Johnson, we had this joke, weeks ago. How do you get a Canadian to apologize, step on his foot? I don't get tired of that joke. I think it's wonderful. Lazy Ranch, my niece's wife is going through surgical transformation, become a male. She was born in the wrong body. She gets harassed constantly. I don't know what the heck she's doing in Dallas, Texas. She should move to Portland, Oregon, where things are so much more open here, or Seattle, or San Francisco. Angie, thanks, Douglas. I will donate again when I have regular income stream. Penniless now. Well, you must have some pennies. Don't tell yourself you're penniless. That's a bad affirmation. Say, I am prosperous. Money is a renewable resource, and I can manifest what I need. The universe is helping me manifest what I need. You should look at a book called Feel Free to Prosper by Marilyn Janae. It will tell you how to think in a different way, and you won't be saying I'm penniless after you read that book. Heidi K. Lessard, what helps motivate you to write at times when you don't feel like it? Well, writers have to get on a schedule just like people who go to work. And once you discipline yourself, then you get used to it. And sometimes you have to sit and wait for the inspiration to come. But normally, I have so many ideas going on. My problem is I don't have enough time to write, not that I have writer's block. So I'm very blessed. If I take citalopram, if I take Celexa 10 milligrams, can I take CBD oil as well? Well, that's something to talk to your pharmacist about. I'm not going to give any information about prescriptions or medication here. However, I know that CBD oil, pure CBD oil, is hemp oil. Hey, Joan? Asking if Joan can bring a banana. Pure CBD oil is hemp oil, has no THC, has no psychoactive substances. So pure hemp probably would not interact with Celexa, but please talk to the person who prescribed the Celexa first to clear it. Or talk to a pharmacy. Well, here in Oregon, it's legal. So there are people here in the dispensaries that know a lot about both medications and CBD, and you could talk to them if you're here in Oregon. But if you don't have a dispensary, talk to your pharmacist, talk to your physician. Okay, next question from Lazy Eye Ranch. I love them both so much it breaks my heart. Yes, the people are cruel. How they live is no one's business. Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Lazy Eye Ranch. Just find out what works for you. If you don't like it, stop and try something else. Very good, Arcade Cup. Excellent advice. Juliet, I take CBD oil with affection. I find it good for sleep. Well, there's one person who takes it with an antidepressant. Javier, okay, thank you. My side effects have gone away after a month now from taking my schizophrenia meds, which include mood pill, anti-anxiety, some pill specific for schizophrenia. I want to smoke. THC, probably not a good idea when you have schizophrenia. Thank you, SMU Johnson. Haha, I like the slip up. Gonna buy it. Yep. I'm not quite sure what the slip up was, but thank you for your donation. Hey, Liza, I missed you on Sunday and glad to catch up today. We're greeting and entertaining your president here in Ireland. Donald Trump, don't talk about him. I'm sorry. Anyway, Eliza, YouTube crashed and Google crashed on Sunday. Nobody could get on. That's why I wasn't on. I hit live stream, go live. People were waiting in line for me, and then YouTube said there's been an error. Sorry. And I tried for 20 minutes, and then I gave up. And then it was down for 4 hours. So I'm glad we checked in, and you know, I hope Donald Trump looks at the green, and becomes an environmentalist. It's so hard to listen to all the negative news. I agree with you. You have to basically be very, very selective. Yes. Where do you live, Susan McDonald? Do you live in Virginia? You must. Neighboring city. You've told me you live in Virginia. I love Virginia Beach. I've been there a couple of times to the Edgar Cayce Institute. A beautiful resort town. Such a tragedy. Well, absolutely do. I'm looking for that kind of advice, says Angie, and I don't know what advice I gave her because you guys are talking to me so quickly, but I'm glad it was helpful. Anyway, I'm glad you like the advice. I'm trying to go backwards and see what I said to you. Oh yeah, too much time in your hands, absolutely right. You got to get occupied as soon as you can. You said the word S by accident. Yes, I did. Well, there are worse things you can do on the air, right? I mean, look at Lenny Bruce. Look at, what's his name? Oh, who was that guy who burned himself with cocaine? I don't remember. Anyway, Richard Pryor, brilliant comedian. He used a lot of profanity. Yeah, I try not to. I don't think it's necessary. I'm from Romania, says Juliet. Here it is not allowed, but citalopram, I haven't from the UK. I lived there for 4 years. Okay, so I think you're in the United Kingdom now. And how best to donate, Gary Simone? Well, the best way to donate really is to become a patron, which is go to patreon.com and become a monthly sustainer for as little as 2 months. $2 a month, sorry. The second best way is to pay me by PayPal because all the money goes to me. And if you donate here, Google takes a third out. I know that's a lot, but hey, they're doing me a favor by having me on this. So my PayPal address is simply my email address, douglasbloch@gmail.com. So that way, if you send the money to me that way, it'll all get to me. Or you can just be, lazy and just go ahead and click on that little $ and make your donation here. And so what if Google takes something? Is my Patreon growing? It is not. I have been too busy. I haven't had time to go ahead and beat the bushes, but it's still steady, more or less. Thank God it really helps pay for the videos that I have to pay the editors to film them and edit them here. So without Patreon, we probably wouldn't be having this channel going. So it's not growing, but at least it's staying stable. Thank you for asking. All right, so laughter is the best medicine, is it not? I believe it is. So here are some things that you guys donated from last 2 Sundays ago. This is my favorite. When Satan gets bald, I'm a little bald up here, there'll be hell to pay. Isn't that cute? My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. I once knew a mushroom salesman. He was a fun guy. That's bad. I am addicted to drinking brake fluid, but don't worry, I can stop at any time. And my favorite, why was the Scarecrow a successful neurosurgeon? He was outstanding in his field. Okay, that was 5 puns. Raise your hand if you liked any of them. Hi, Carrie Irving. My goodness, I haven't heard from you in forever from the UK. Wow. Hell to pay. I love that. Thank you, Lazy Eye Ranch. Well, you love bad puns. I know, my favorite. Brilliant, don't you think? Javier, how do you deal with criticism of external people and internal mind voices? It seems to paralyze me. Well, that's you have to say to yourself, I'm a good person, I'm a kind person, I'm doing the best you can, positive self-talk. And the external criticism, what you think about me is none of my business. Very famous book title. Just say, it's their opinion. Yeah, laughter's best. Okay, no, I'm not going to say it. Nope. I was going to do another profanity here. But I'll tell you what, okay, opinions, no. Anyway, people can have their opinion, but it doesn't mean squat. It's just their opinion. All right, another pun. I'm a math guy. I used to teach math. Who invented the round table? Was it King Arthur? No. Was it Sir Galahad? No. Was it Sir Lancelot? No. It was circumference. Ha ha! Also, as a math teacher, what was my favorite dessert all through those days I was teaching high school? Why, it was pie, of course. Okay, that's laughter. Brake fluid. That's one of mine. I know it is, Jason. I have to give you credit where credit is due. All right, finally, I love reading history books, don't you? I just read a book about the history of cars. It was called an autobiography. All right, have you had enough? All right, will I stream Monday? Yes, Sunday is sacrosanct. I have not, the only time I've missed a Sunday live stream is when I was out of town for a bar mitzvah in the middle of April, and when Google crashed, which was an act of God, as they say, something that has never happened in 10 years and probably will not happen again. So yes, Sunday at noon Pacific time. Hey, I made it to my first live chat of yours, 5:39 in Australia. Okay, that means it must be, you are what? How many hours ahead? You must be 17 hours ahead of us? Oh my goodness. Well, good for you, Anna. I'm on every Sundays at 5 a.m. Australia time from 6 a.m. So you can catch me this coming Sunday if you want to. I'm so cute, really? Bad puns. You're absolutely right, Angie. I should be, 30 lashes with a wet noodle for those bad puns. I'm on a roll, says Susan. Douglas, what if my doctor can't up the dose of my anyway, it's Seroquel. She asked my previous psychiatrist if he could up them and they refused. What can I do? Well, how much are you taking and why do you think you need them upped? And if you think there's a reason you need to increase the Seroquel, then get another opinion. But I'd be curious how much you're taking right now. And what are you taking it for? Probably sleep, I'm guessing, or anxiety. I don't think you deal with psychosis. All right. Anyway, why did people bow down and worship Moby Dick? Well, he was the Prince of Wales. That's for you people from the UK. All right. What did the lawyer say, the attorney say, when he came back after, very long hours? Well, he said it's been a trying day. Yep. Someone sent this to me. What do you call a watch? This is probably Jason Clough. What do you call a belt made of watch straps? A waste of time. Right, that's enough torture for right now. So, once again, I want to remind you that for a donation, you can get this self-care activities to improve your mood. And watch out, go to Liz Life Guru on the Detroit podcast station. I'm going to be doing a 1-hour interview with Liz and Julie Hayes this Friday. It's going to be absolutely dynamite. And here it is right here, Detroit podcast, Liz Life Guru. You can actually start listening now. Listen to their episode 1 where they introduce themselves. Very good. They have also one on heroin addiction and one on suicide prevention. They do a wonderful job over there. I used to work as a winch guy, but the job kept winding me up. Oh my God. Where did the general put his armies? In his sleeves? Sleeveys? I don't get it. Oh, his arms. Oh, horrible. Really bad. Angie, you should kick them. Can I smoke cannabis if I get a bad psychosis trip? And just jump off my beds? No. I have known a lot of people who marijuana has basically tripped them to a depersonalization, derealization episode, or one woman started to think that her next door neighbor was the Scientology guy, who I'm forgetting his name, Ron somebody or other. She used to think he lived next door, even though he's been dead for 25 years. No, I mean, talk to your doctor, Javier, but when you have psychosis, smoking cannabis, especially since it can be so strong and laced with things you don't know, unless you're getting it legally here in the United States. 50 milligrams, but I was taking 170, taking it for auditory hallucination and anxiety. Well, 50 milligrams is a baby's dose of Seroquel, as you know. So if you still have auditory hallucinations and you're only taking 50, I can understand why you're concerned. Again, talk to your doctor, try to say, hey, I'm having some psychotic experiences here, I need to up the dose. It's only reasonable. See what they say. I used to be afraid of hurdles, but I got over it. Now that, Lazy Eye Ranch, is good. I'm actually going to go copy and paste that. I'll be right back, you guys. Doug, you didn't get this one, but I think about it for a second. How do you know elephants are so good at hiding in trees? Because you can't see them. Boy, that is just... That's like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to... So Lazy Eye Ranch, where did you find that pun, by the way? I used to be afraid of hurdles when I got over it. Nice one, Lazy Eye Ranch. I know, Jason. She deserves to be, patted on the back. All right. So this Monday, I'm uploading did you catch my video from a week and a half ago about how to get off psychiatric medications slowly, very slowly? Big article in the New York Times about what happens when people cold turkey their antidepressants. They can get all sorts of problems, withdrawal symptoms, brain zaps. So if you are on a drug like an antidepressant and you want to go off, talk to your doctor and create a tapering regimen. And at any rate, and I also talked about the importance of getting a good night's sleep. I think on this particular video coming up on Monday, we're going to talk about medications that can help with insomnia. Again, these are things from research. I'm not prescribing anything, but if you do have sleeping problems, you may want to tune in this coming Monday. June 10th, where I'll be posting a video on medications for sleep. Okay, Susan, can an increase in Paxil or Sierra cause anxiety and muscle twitches? I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. Why? Do you have it? I mean, Paxil can create anxiety when you increase it, absolutely. And that might be a form of it. But I would go ahead and talk to your pharmacist or your doctor. Okay, I'm jealous that some of my friends have had great experiences with marijuana, says MD Nixon. I really want to try it, but I'm too afraid that my obsessive thoughts will get worse. Marijuana can increase obsession and rumination. You're absolutely correct. So I think your instincts are good. Slowly with meds, yeah. What do you think, Jason? Good idea? Carrie from the UK, I've got an appointment next with my doctor. I don't have a psychiatrist now. I was discharged in January. They said all the treatment available for borderline personality disorder. You had all the treatment? Did you ever get DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy? That's what is the best. Yes. What does a brain zap feel like, Doug? I don't know, but people tell me they feel like electrical shocks in the brain. I have never had one, but this is what people tell me. Has anybody here had a brain zap? Let me know. Okay, general medication recommendation to reduce medication by 10% a month. Thank you. I do agree. That's what the Times said. By the way, if you talk to my friend Russell in Australia, I hooked you guys up. I wonder how he's doing with his depression. My last name is Hurtle, rhymes with turtle. When I was younger, I used to go out with my brother and friends. He gave our name as Turtles, so the host would say, "Party of Turtles." We would get up. That's very funny. What genre of cavemen? What genre of music do cavemen like? Rock and roll, SMU. Hey, how about this one? You're not from America, but here in America, we're very proud to have the Puritans. Is the first person that came over and settled in Massachusetts. They were the ones who really got America going, and they had their own favorite music, and it was called Plymouth Rock. There you have it, SMU Johnson. What do you think of that? Cerebral, hey, nice to see you. I'm stoned and I feel fine. Well, that's true for some people, but not for others. Very slowly work across the room. Too funny. Yes, the party of turtles. NewsHour, it's horrible. What is horrible? Do you film your bike rides, Doug? Helmet cam? Yes. I don't film them, but someone filmed me on a bike ride in July of 2014. Give me your email address and I'll send it to you. They filmed me riding up and down Rocky Butte, but I never thought of it, helmet cam. Could be very interesting. Russell is slowly improving. Great, I'll give him a call. Thank you. NewsHour says, I've had brain zaps. Well, describe what they're like. MD Nixon, lately I've been afraid that I have heart rhythm disturbances. It's probably my health anxiety. Yes, it is. Good idea talking about it on Friday. SMU Johnson says, I've had brain zaps. It feels like you're getting instant focus all of a sudden for a split second, and it's kind of startling. Happens if you forget to take your SSRIs. NewsHour says brain zaps are horrible. Carrie Irving from the UK, yeah, but then DBT group was only once a week for 10 weeks. In the United States, DBT is 6 months long, and you meet once a week with the group and once a week with your therapist, but I took it and I asked to go a second 6 months. They said yes, so you're right. DBT in America can be a year long, minimum 6 weeks. Why are they doing it? Why are they watering it down in the UK? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Thank you, Carrie, for letting me know. Brain zaps are horrible. Went through that going up Cymbalta. That's one of my coaching clients, 21-year-old outside of in Connecticut. Went up Cymbalta too quickly and has had brain zaps ever since. I felt rocks were rattling inside my skull, and I was riding the tilt-a-whirl while walking. Yes, so Lazy Ranch, how did you ever work through that? I need some encouraging news to tell my coaching client who's dealing with brain zaps as a result of going off Cymbalta too quickly. Yes, you talked about that. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. This is worse. Where do you find a dog with no legs? Where do you find a dog with no legs? Right where you left him. How's that for black humor? By the way, all you dog lovers, I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Dogs are man's best friend. They said no. Well, damn it. Can you go to a private DBT person, Carrie? I mean, I know you probably did through the state. Here, there's all sorts of private groups offering DBT. Or better yet, go on Marsha Linehan's site. I bet there's tons of resources on the internet that you can practice with. It's my opinion, but I think the older generations of antidepressants are better than the SSRIs. Yes, they do work better for some people. You're absolutely right, MD Nixon. They say they have less side effects, but from my experience, that's false. I have the same experience as you. I do not tolerate the SSRIs, MD Nixon. I don't tolerate the SSRIs, so for me, the older drugs are better. Except I'm on Wellbutrin, which is not an SSRI. It's an atypical drug that works on dopamine, which I would recommend to anybody to talk to their doctor about if they don't tolerate SSRIs. All right. A lot of comments here. People suffer from anxiety research, the fear response, and the amygdala. And who are you referring to, Jason? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. How can I deal with brain zap? It's just taking it one day at a time, knowing one day they would stop. You just rest a lot. That's excellent. Nice work. How are you doing? Well, overall okay. I'm really glad to be back on my bike again and really stepping up to the plate. So yes, that's very good. And I'm really nervous about the Golden State Warriors tonight. I want them to win. I've been cheering for them for years. They have all these injuries. It's going to be a touch and go for the rest of the NBA Finals. Hey, what is my favorite guilty pleasure? Ooh, big no-no. Noah, my friend, what are you doing here? I'm not going to say it on the channel. Let me see if I can find my second favorite guilty pleasure. Probably binging on chocolate, I would guess. I don't know if I'm guilty about it. There's a particular thing at Whole Foods. You got to go in there, big no-no. It's a little mousse for only $3.50. It is friggin' amazing. Better than anything you could find in any, delicatessen or anywhere else. So yes, go check out the chocolate mousse in Whole Foods. Why do cows have bells? Because their horns don't work. This is Jason Clulo from Canada. One bad pun after another. Hey, big no-no, do you have any puns of your own to bring up here? By the way, big no-no, the board ruled against me. Yeah, big time. A huge fine. We'll talk to you over the phone. It's my lawyer almost fainted when she saw what they said. My doctor didn't know enough. He had me to go from 60 milligrams to 0 in 2 weeks. That was a year ago. I'm still not feeling well, but zaps finally quit after several months. Lots of vomiting. Hey, big no-no. You should go visit this channel, Noah Thomas. Unbelievable channel. You have talked to or heard from a lot more people than I have. What do people tell you about brain zaps? I mean, God forbid, or God bless, I've never had any, and I've had bad reactions, again, on SSRI drugs. But akathisia, anxiety, yes. Brain zaps, no. But I'm not quite sure what to tell people, like what to do about them. So if you have any knowledge, speak up or forever hold your peace. My mom said about me going Carrie Irving. I'm not quite sure what that word is. Esther, my medication's been up to the highest dose. Well, I hope it works for you. MD Nixon, what's my experience with Wellbutrin? Excellent. Yes, it does help me, and I have no side effects. Hey, Doug, what book do you recommend for eating for depression? Hey, there's an old book by Janine Roth. When you mean eating for depression, do you mean like eating a good diet, or if you're overeating because you're depressed? There's a good book by a guy named Neil Barnard on power foods for the brain. Hold on, let me write that down. God, I have a good memory. That's what happens when you live a clean life. Lots of exercise, sleep, good diet, prayer, meditation, clean living is what we do here. So if you want a book about diet and depression, or how a diet can help with depression, Power Foods for the Brain. Also, lots and lots and lots of omega-3s. It has been proven that especially eating salmon lowers the risk of depression. Look at Japan. For many years, almost no depression until they became workaholics. That's because they ate a lot of seafood. So, how's that? Did that answer your question, SMU? Maz Kalasa, does long-term pornography addiction in male causes anxiety or depression? Usually it's the other way around. Usually long-term pornography addiction is a way of coping with emotional pain. It's a coping strategy that is not very skillful. Usually the depression comes first. But I think if you did it for a long time, you could become depressed because it is so dehumanizing. Can the habitual damage be undone in order to restore the brain's standard homeostatic functionality? Of course it can. The brain is neoplastic. Everybody say that word, neoplastic, neoplastic. It can change itself. Plasticity. It can be molded. It can be changed. It can be shaped. So, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous here in America is a great 12-step group for people with pornography addiction. How do I know? Because one of the men in my men's group had it, and he took me to the meeting, and I was very impressed. And by the way, I guess there's so much pornography, on the internet that it's pretty easy to get stuck, get caught up in that. How do you spell anonymous? I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm typing. I was a bad typist. ADDICTS. Okay, so this is Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous is a tremendous 12-step group in the United States where people with pornography addiction go and get help. Yeah, see if you can find them out. Hi, Noah, big no-no. Hope you're keeping okay. Well, Noah is a role model. I mean, the way he eats and the way he exercises, unbelievable. Can quetiapine help depression? They say that Seroquel can. I don't believe it, but I have seen it prescribed. It's mostly for anxiety and for psychosis. You're from the UK? I thought you're from Canada. Well, there you have it, almost the same thing. So yes, I have seen Seroquel prescribed for depression. That's an off-label use. But again, talk to your doctor. How can you break the anxiety thought pattern when you're in it? Wow. Cancel, and then you basically turn your head to the right and you say something, things will be okay, all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Or you jump up and down and do jumping jacks. Jumping jacks, you really get into something highly physical, and it completely distracts you from your anxious thoughts and basically changes your brain chemistry. Like, go run up and down or jump on a trampoline or run around the block or, get on your bike and ride. So you can break the anxiety thought pattern by either switching to a different thought or upping your exercise in the moment. Also, you can hold your breath and put your face in cold water and hold it. You get what's called the dive response. Divers go underwater, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system and chills out. No pun intended. Hey, I like that. Put your face in cold water, hold your breath, and it will chill you out. Anyway, Susan, there are a lot of techniques that I researched. Oh, Susan's thanking big no. Yeah, that's how I found Doug. Who asked the question? Oh, you did, Susan. So email me you. I just did a 6-month research project. I did a slideshow with 85 different slides, which I gave to the Unity Spiritual Network. It's called Spiritual Explorers. Anyway, I am giving that slideshow to people who are struggling with anxiety. So you write me and you'll get it, and you will see a lot of ways to interrupt anxiety thought patterns because you don't want to give up into them, because they're going to create grooves in your brain over time that are going to be really hard to undo. But it can be done. Hey, only 45 seconds left. Wow, we need one more donation before I get off the air. Oh, my computer is about to die too. Anyway, yes, we all have a big debt for Big No for his encouragement to people, and both of us are on the same mission. As a matter of fact, we've done some Videos together. One is called Which is Worse, Anxiety or Depression? Go to his channel. I think it's on my channel too. That's right. We double dip. We should do another one together, Noah. But anyway, yes, he's interviewed me a number of times, all on his channel, some on mine, and yeah, excellent work. The word was private. I mean, my mom sends for me to go private. About what? Oh, you mean go to a private counselor? Yeah, of course. Please, can I ask you about the chem? I'm not quite sure what you mean, David Anthony Burton. There's a good book about the history of glue. You can't put it down. You know what? That's like the book I'm reading on anti-gravity. I can't put that book down either. Bernard is vegan, right? God, Kate, you are smart. He is definitely vegan. He doesn't recommend fish, but I disagree with him. Laser Ranch, my blood pressure was really high when I was going through discontinuation syndrome from Cymbalta. I finally have gone back to normal. I've had bad reactions to every SSRI and SNRI I've ever taken, so no more. Right on, sister! I agree with you. What has 4 legs and 1 arm? A happy pit bull. That is bad. That is really dark. Thank you. Pit bulls got a bad reputation. I've known some very nice ones. My son was put on Seroquel when he was only 7 years old. Oh my God. Made it much worse. He took it for 2 months. He became obsessed with suicide. Wow, you shouldn't be giving antipsychotics to 7-year-olds. Again, but I can't really say because I'm not, licensed to prescribe. Does magnesium deficiency cause depression, Bashar? Well, I know it helps calm anxiety, so maybe it would cause anxiety. I don't know about depression, but you should definitely have enough magnesium in your diet because it definitely helps calm the nerves. Sicko, Sicko, you want to email me privately? You can, but try to be brief because I can't answer every email. And Dick Nixon, good one. Yep. Okay, what did MD Nixon say that everybody's congratulating him on? How do you cure depression? You just run around the block, B-L-O-C-H. Well, I guess I'm the first time I've ever been part of a pun. Although when I was young, in high school, they used to call me mental block, communist block, what else? Building block. Yeah, I had lots of nicknames. Everyone will be safe. Thank you, Jason. That's a wonderful thing to say. And low magnesium can cause depression, says Jason, and a banana a day. Yes, it has potassium, actually, not magnesium, but what the heck. All right. Well, I came here on Wednesday to connect with you guys who didn't see me on Sunday. I felt really bad for all of you and for me that we didn't go to get on Sunday, but that was an act of God beyond my control. And, Google went down. Hopefully will not go down this Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time, Chicago time. What'll that be? 2 p.m., 1 p.m. Denver time. And all the way in Australia, it'll be 5 a.m. So you can continue to leave comments for yourselves and for me. After I sign off, you can always email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. And do remember Liz Life Guru. Check it out on your podcast app or go to detroitpodcast.com. I'm being interviewed on Friday. It'll be up probably next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right. So until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Big Bretsky. The chemist says, here's your regular prescription. Shall I repeat that for you? I said, yes, please. So he said, here's your regular prescription. Shall I repeat that for you? All right. A good way to end the hour. We'll see you guys on Sunday, June 9th at 12 noon. All right.